Hello, this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room, and we're doing Miniatures Mondays. We're not, I don't think we're doing this video on Monday. I've had one of those weeks where, pressing concerns, had to take care of business with the toddler, with, some court things, file some stuff. So, family's got to come first, and those sorts of things just have to come first. And so Miniatures Monday got blown off. But also, I was involved in doing a big project. Actually, I found an item that I thought that would be perfect for doing like domed cities, domed buildings for a sci-fi setting. And I do a lot of sci-fi, so I was like, give me some of that. And this project is not finished. This was the proof of concept build, and I haven't even started to film the here's how you do it build, um, where I've already figured out all of the nitty gritty. Don't do this, don't do that. So this project was in the works, and this kind of helped to derail me, plus all the family stuff. So this is what's coming, an actual big project, because I've done all small stuff lately, and big projects prove your bona fides. So this is me proving my bona fides, my bona fides. This is going to be a sci-fi dome with gardens inside, some areas to walk around. You see a little drain there. So this was all in my head when I happened to walk into a store and I saw something that made me say, huh, I'm going to do that thing. But before we get too deep into it, let me just say thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. Don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Helps build the channel. And welcome to Miniatures Monday, being held on Wednesday, I think today is. I don't know what day it is. I have time blindness, I'm told. whatever that stupid diagnosis is. So, Miniatures Monday. I'm in the store. I'm building this thing. I got gardens going, and I walk back into. I'm looking for craft sand. I'm looking for some sand because I don't have my sand. I go into Michael's where I bought the where are they? The little cat and dog miniatures that I based up to use as familiars or wild shape, or just a dragon polymorphed into a cat because he's moving amongst humans, doesn't want to appear as a dragon, that sort of thing, from the previous video. And I just, I'm looking for sand. I'm looking for some glue. The Mod Podge. I picked up Mod Podge hard coat. Never used it. We'll find out how that works. I swing by the aisle with the spring decorations where I got the little cats and the little dogs, and I picked up this. And let's just show you the picture. And I found, now ignore this price, this $4.99. These are marked up to be marked down. As soon as they hang them on the shelf, they're 40% off, 40% off. I forget exactly, and the receipt's not handy, but so it's paying like $3. So it's $1 a gnome. I consider that a good price in a miniature. $1 a miniature, rock bottom of what you're going to end up paying for almost any miniature anywhere. And I thought, garden gnomes. I'm doing these gardens, these sci-fi gardens in a dome. And what would be cooler than the players? They're like trying to investigate what happened here in this dome. We don't know. And they walk in and they see a garden gnome. I totally can imagine my players going, I smashed that thing, because there is honestly nothing more gauche, more tacky, more kitschy than a garden gnome. I mean, it's just aesthetically unappealing when you see them in somebody's garden. It's just people who love them, and people who hate them really hate them. And so I just expect. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to add a garden gnome to this model. And at first I thought I would glue it into the actual model I showed you there. And then I said, no, I'm going to base them separately. Let me just advance a few pictures here. Yeah, a little close-up details. These guys look terrible with these pastel colors. Here they are based. And I did not rebase. I did not repaint them. I said, no, I'm going to paint them. I'll do a nice base, got a little mini washer, put them on the washer. So that's not even a full 1-inch washer. It's more like, 3/4 of an inch washer. And did my typical paint scheme for ground that works for me. Not repainting these because I want them to look gouache and tacky, and the pastels are just horrible here. I want them to look. I want them to look as tacky as possible. So not even repainting them, not even putting a wash on them to make them look a little more gritty and have dark areas of tone. No, tacky as possible. So this was a quick little Miniatures Monday deal. Now, what would you do with these? So, in a sci-fi thing, they're walking into the pressure dome, they're investigating something's going on, they've lost contact with the people who are supposed to be here, they're sent to investigate, they walk in, they find a garden gnome, and somebody decides to smash that garden gnome just because. That's when something else hears the sound and starts moving. So the other players are going, "Great, Carl, thanks a lot." It's like the all of a sudden a noise is made, and then the alien, which has been kind of chilling, hanging up in ductwork or something, starts moving. That sort of thing. So that's how I'd use it in sci-fi. In a fantasy setting, you come into an area and you find a garden gnome, and the spell magic mouth has been cast on it, and all of a sudden there's this mouth going rah, 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 telling the players something. They may decide to smash that thing. Smashing the garden gnome might carry a curse. It's a magic setting. Why not? It's just a ceramic thing, but it could carry a curse. So it could be like a -1 on you for the day, or a -1 on you whenever you are opposing fey creatures, type of thing. Then I got thinking, I says, I should go back to the store and buy up every single package. What do they do with the package? Every single package they have, and base them all, so that the first time the players encounter a garden, it's just one. They may smash it, they may destroy it, they may do whatever, they may pick it up, put it in a backpack. And then a little bit later, suddenly there's two. And then a little bit later, suddenly there's three. And they appear to just be a little ceramic thing. You can smash them. A little bit later, suddenly there's four. And so having them based individually on little washers, perfect. And a small little army of garden gnomes, and they just keep multiplying. It's going to freak the players out. They're not going to know what's going on. We don't know what's happening because this is not normal. This is unusual. They're going to be trying to figure it out. They're not, and it makes them ill at ease. It ratchets up the tension. So I think this is a great idea. I love these little things, and they're actually. Here's a Wiz Kid Mini. So compared to the Wiz Kid Mini in size, I don't have a good photo for you. I didn't prep a good photo, but they're like half the size of a regular Wiz Kid Mini. So they are a great size to use with your miniatures. And you just start setting out. Now, the beauty of basing up a garden gnome and putting it on the map or the set or the UDT, if you use Professor Dungeon Master's Ultimate Dungeon Terrain. The beauty of that is that when players see that it's an actual miniature, there we go, counter, they realize they can go and interact with that. If you're doing theater of the mind, they may choose to interact with it, but they might just consider it a detail that you're putting in there to just kind of paint the setting. They may not realize they can go and interact with that. Maybe not until suddenly there's two of them. And then a little bit later, another scene, and suddenly there's three garden gnomes. They go and examine them, thinking these things must be alive. No, they're not alive. It's just a piece of porcelain. It's tech magic, no magic. It's just a piece of porcelain. No electronics, no nothing. If you're in this future or modern setting, you could creep out players in a zombie apocalypse type game. Suddenly, where are all these garden gnomes coming from? What's going on with that? You start freaking them out because they're multiplying. I love the idea of them multiplying, and so I'm probably going to be hitting Michael's again to clean out the store of all their little garden gnomes and just have a nice little army of garden gnomes to throw on the table, freak out my players, and and maybe the garden gnomes come alive. Maybe that's what it is. You smash one, suddenly there's three. When there's enough of them, all of a sudden this pack of 20 garden gnomes comes alive and swarms the players. They don't have many hit points, but they're, you're being swarmed in your leg and ankle and neck and arm, being bitten by all these little tiny gnomes. Yeah, these could be fun. Or maybe the local goblin witch doctor has a collection, or maybe it's not a goblin witch doctor. Maybe it's it's a hag living out in some partially sunken barge. She's got a little collection of garden gnomes, and she can animate them. Suddenly they're like a porcelain golem that animates and attacks. So definitely, I don't like garden gnomes. I think they're tacky, think they're kitschy, think they're just gauche, just but I love this idea, and it certainly will see the light of day on my table. And you can use them. You could use them in fantasy. You could use them in sci-fi. You could use them in modern. You could use them in so much. You could find a way to use them in Call of Cthulhu, I'm sure. Just do weird, creepy stuff with them, and make put the players on the back heel. So this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room with our miniatures. Monday, not happening on Monday. I apologize for that. We are working diligently to get that Sci-Fi Dome terrain out. Do a big terrain. I don't know. I normally would not do a big set piece like this because I would do UDT. But you know what? I've been wanting to do domed buildings, sci-fi domes for a long time. And when I saw this thing that really enabled me to do it on the cheap without a lot of work or having to throw much money at it, I said, bang, that's happening. That's going to happen right now. That's what's coming in the future. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon. And leave a comment below if you like what I'm doing or if you're interested in something different for Miniatures Monday. Leave a suggestion. I'm open to those. I will read them and kick them around and see if we can't do some of that. I might have already done it, and I'll just take a bunch of pictures and then explain, the process of what went down with that. So this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room signing out, and keep on gaming.